moving on. Now, I had put a video out on the YouTube channel. Alpha Omega Sin beat me to the punch, but I'm not competing with him. He's a cool guy, and Alpha Omega Sin,
Took you out
similar
in
to how we
lunch.
were talking about being passionate about topics, he was going flipping this chick the bird and everything. And in a nutshell, I was watching Nightline last night, and I saw how the gaming industry or the gaming community was somewhat depicted in different shades of gray, so to speak. And it's, you're talking about, like, they were pretty much highlighting the negative stuff that happens in the gaming community, like with harassment and some of the mature themes in games where like women are being treated as like you know supporting objects in
Mhm.
a male game, you know. So this woman is out here running around talking some stuff where it's I feel as if she's deeming community in terms of the content to elevate herself. You know what I mean? Now, granted, there are some mature themes out there, but you get that in books, you get that in movies, you get that on rap lyrics and all that. Okay? So she's singling out the gaming content in like Watch Dogs and freaking Grand Theft Auto. So I'm just saying, I was talking to Nelson before the podcast where Blood and Bone, where you have Michael Jai White and the villain. The villain had this
Oh,
prostitute, and he was smacking her
Mhm.
up, and then she was like, "I don't have your money," and then he runs her over or whatever. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And they know what scene I'm talking about, but you don't hear nothing about that. But let a woman get punched in GTA. Oh my God! It's like, what the heck? You know what I mean? You had Street Fighter, you had Mortal Kombat, you got Chun Li and Cammy getting punched and Shoryuken and freaking
Well,
Siberian suplexed. You
I,
know what
I
I mean?
think
But
I think
nobody
though I
say
think,
nothing.
but don't see with that you got to look at the when you look at the video games, right? The when you look at something like females in Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, it's not like the women are helpless in the game. They're not weaker than any of the other characters, right? Because you'll
Yeah.
see people whip people's ass with Chun Li all the time. You know,
Mm-hmm.
the guys are getting beat up. What if I was a guy and I said, hey, that's dehumanizing to men, or or whatever. Like you can you can't it's the same argument. You can't make that argument with something that has that equal. There's some equality in there, right? Because it's not like all the females in the games are weak or anything. They're actually strong, powerful females that are able to fight with men in the games, and that's what the games do, right? So
Yeah.
when you do have games like GTA, okay, yeah, you can make that point, but you can make that point about a lot of things, right? I mean, and like you were saying in reference to like all the other movies and the books and everything, especially when it comes to art and how women are depicted, it's a cultural thing too.
Yeah.
Just because you're in America, you're negating the fact that there's other cultures outside of the U.S. where some women kind of feel like that some of the way they are is okay,
Mm-hmm.
like being at home and only doing certain things. Some people think that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Not everyone has the need to be liberated, right? And,
Yeah.
and that's it's a weird thing. Everything is of opinion,
Yeah. And
and
then
people
this
need to.
woman, that was her opinion. What you went on Nightline,
Yeah,
shotgunning
exactly.
all this
It's
stuff.
it's her opinion, and there may be people that agree with it, but at the end of the day, it's just an opinion, and everyone's always going to have an opinion, and you're always going to be able to pick one thing and make an argument about it,
Yeah.
right? And you're always going to be able to do that, and it's always going to be there. She is making a voice for herself, but I think is it only helping her? Like she has to look at it and say, how much value are you actually adding? Because it's either all you're doing is continuing the cycle of controversy, or are you actually looking for an avenue for women developers to open up women companies and develop games like a GTA style that caters more to whatever it is you think it should be there, because you can't come and tell somebody who had a vision for their game that designs a game and say, hey, your game is messed up because it does this and that. Okay, well, what do you think the game should be? How about you go design the game and show me what you think it should be?
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. Art is art. You
Yeah,
can't tell me to draw some way and not do this or shade that way. That's
exactly.
my You know what I mean?
My
But
interpretation, my vision, my opinion, which
yeah. All
everyone's
right.
entitled to.
So, for the sake of time, Shinmore, what are your thoughts on this woman? Because actually, it's a two-subject topic. Because I'm gonna hit the harassment side of things afterwards, but we'll give everybody a chance to talk on the first piece. But yeah, I mean, this woman Shinmore went on the news, and
Mhm.
all they were focused on was the negative and the violent games, but
Mhm.
failed to look at all the good games that are out there. You know what I mean?
Of
Mhm.
course,
The, and
conveniently.
remember what I was saying? Gaming has something for everybody. So who is she to say, hey, you know what? For a certain group of people, they shouldn't play this type of game because I feel some kind of way. Wrong answer. But
Mhm.
Shinwar, what are your thoughts?
Well, I didn't see the video. I think this is the same thing like happened with Mortal Kombat back in the 90s
Oh
with that
yeah.
whole thing.
Yeah, lethal
Yeah,
enforcers.
right, some things, if you don't know anything about, don't speak about it because you're going to show
Amen.
your ignorance because you don't know anything about it. She's only looking at it like, maybe one dimension, like, oh, this game is so violent, blah, 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 blah. Listen, kids aren't stupid. All right. We know the difference between reality and virtual reality. Some people use this to blow off steam because of what they experience in the real world. Now,
Mm.
at the same time, granted, some people don't know the difference between reality and virtual reality. Um, but don't. This stuff is entertainment, and you're right. If you're gonna condemn a video game, condemn movies, books, music, all that stuff.
Mm.
A wise person said, you eat the meat and the bone, and you spit out the bone and chew the meat. Let that
What?
sink in.
What?
Let that
Okay.
let that sink in. Let it sink in.
All right, all right, and then towards the end, if I didn't get it yet, you gotta explain it to the audience.
Ah, Google it.
Google it.
All right,
Google it.
so on your knees, what are your thoughts on this? Because I
How
know you have a good, interesting perspective on these types of
how much time
topics.
do
So,
I have on this?
just take your time, man. No, I mean,
Yeah,
I'm waiting on mine
I've
too,
been
yo.
I've been
Hello.
following this shit since GamerGate launched and back in what is it, September or August.
uh
You
huh.
know,
Well, we might need to let you
this
go last.
yeah,
He
this
said
bitch
I've
is
been
front and center,
following
but
this.
Noob can go first. So let's get to that.
All right, smart brother, let's go.
I just want to say this, you know what I mean?
Not his
The
mother.
biggest aspect that's being left out is
Aspect.
shut up.
You know.
Console wise, video games are probably one of the most protected and most secure things and easy things to keep out of a child's hand because the
Mm.
only way you can get a console game of a mature level, first of all, you must be of age because they have ratings on there. And if the retailer's doing what they're supposed to do, they're gonna ask you for ID. Because I get asked for ID still to this day when I
Yeah, I
buy a
saw
mature
that. I
rated
saw
game.
that. Hmm.
You're supposed to get asked for ID. Number two, these games cost $65. If I'm a parent and I have a 9, 10 year old, and you want me to buy you
I'm
something that costs
not. Who
almost a
not
hundred
paying
dollars
that?
and it's not clothes or shoes, we're gonna have a nice long conversation about what this is. And even when I worked at GameStop, we were required to, like, if a little kid came up wanting Grand Theft Auto, we had to say, "Ma'am, this is rated for mature for 18 or older. This game
Mm-hmm.
contains sex, drugs, violence, strong language." We had to read all that to the parent. And the dumb, seriously. But the sad part is,
They still
okay,
bought it.
and they will buy it.
Yeah.
So it's like
No,
the
no. You
sad
know
thing
what? If
is
I
the
was working at
parents
GameStop,
are
a kid walk up
literally
and
the
he's like,
parent
"What?"
literally the parents are the ones putting it in the kids' hands. I mean, yes, there are developers out there creating it, but there's a target audience. They say, "Hey, my game has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in it." You know what I'm saying? There's parental controls on the console where you can lock your kid out, where you can limit how much time you spend
Yeah,
on the game. Like,
that's dope.
stop trying to look at the video game industry and games in general. Say, "Oh, it's bad as this and that
I
third."
No,
It's
they gotta
can't.
be
it's
parents. They gotta be parents.
yeah, it's
That,
protected. It's
yeah.
protected content. Like, if your kid has a console, you literally control what goes into that system. You do as a parent,
But
and
that takes too much
I've come.
effort. Let the
Yeah,
government parent
yeah,
my kids for me. That's what most of them believe,
yeah,
and that's the sad
Lazy,
thing.
lazy fuckers. That's what it is.
Exactly what it
yeah.
is.
But go ahead on your knees.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, so I'll try to keep it short. If we knew we were going to touch
Mm,
on this, I would have done a little more research to show how much of a massive bullshitting cunt face this woman is. But
Oh my goodness. The opinions expressed on the new gaming order
I can
staff.
justify it. She has it delivered on her Kickstarter, 2 years behind. Made 10 times what she needed, and she still only delivered half the video she promised. She's also,
Wow.
even though she's a massive feminist, she has known to associate with a known pickup artist. Read into that what you will. I don't know his
A
name.
pickup artist.
Yeah, pickup artist. Someone that just wants to sleep with
Uh-huh.
women.
I got you.
Mm.
I don't know his name, but I could look it up. But I want to stay on
Unbelievable.
topic. I personally don't believe she believes this nonsense. What she's spouting, she's just an opportunist looking to make money. Matter of fact, Intel recently donated to her organization. So Intel's catching a lot of flack for that because they're posting all of the nonsense she and other people with feminist frequency put up and putting the Intel Inside logo on it. So they haven't
Damn.
commented on that, but they really stepped on a landmine with that one. But they like to spin arguments, use not fake studies, but bad studies. Like Obama quoted one in 5 women get raped, which the study's bullshit because they treated things that aren't rape as rape, like a woman regretting sex, even though she okayed it at the time, they consider that rape. So that's another bullshit thing they
What
like to
the
cite.
heck?
Yeah. So that's
Unbelievable.
You wanted it.
Shut up, dude. What the All right, go ahead. Go
But
ahead. You
yeah,
wanted it.
so they tend to ignore arguments, and her ideal idea of a female heroine, even though she says she doesn't want it to be a man with tits, or I forget how she phrased it, but that's exactly what it is. It's just a woman killing men is her ideal game.
Wow.
Is what it boils down to. So
He said her ideal game is what?
essentially a woman killing men. A
So
woman
she hasn't
who,
played Tomb Raider? Hello.
She hasn't played. She hasn't played Metroid, where Samus is like.
Samus,
the
yeah.
She hasn't
I mean-
played.
Exactly
She hasn't
that.
played one on PS.
She hasn't
Yeah.
played Bayonetta. Like, is she for real?
Yeah,
Well,
Bayonetta is a fuck toy. I'm trying to figure out what else she said, but she was part of the group that was hating on Bayonetta 2, just like was it Polygon or Kotaku, one of the magazines gave it a 7 because it was sexist. So
Unbelievable.
yeah,
It-
so
it's-
and that's why all these video game websites are in the tubes now because they're taken over by social justice warriors, which is the new name for special interest groups not tied to a group.
uh-huh.
So essentially, that's why I've been following this closely because it's I don't want to see something I identify as a gamer as the rest of you being taken over. But let me ask you guys: have I been busy oppressing you guys? Because they claim since I'm a white male, I oppress everyone, minorities and women. So have I been oppressing you properly?
Hey, you know
As
what?
the token white man on the show, I have to ask you because I feel if I'm not oppressing you properly, I have to step up my game.
Now, you know,
Stupid Chris.
new gaming order audience. I've known Chris for a long time. He's like one of my brothers on here. So I mean, you see, we're crazy, and we even walk the line with that. But at the end of the day, it's mutual respect. So we can always push the envelope.
We help each other out. We'll keep this on the download, but you remember who got you that new Celica, Alex?
Oh, you know what? No comment. Oh my god, I can't believe you brought that up. You know what? I'll put that as a riddle or trivia for the audience. I'll put some.
I'm actually going to subscribe to her YouTube channel so I could see the
Monitor
type
this
of-
chick.
No, not
she-
monitor. No,
oh.
not monitor. I would be interested to see her point of view and just to see if she's actually incorporate. Like, see, what tends to happen is people get so focused on the thing that they're trying to, whatever message it is that they're trying to get out, but they never really look at the other side or incorporate those things. Like, she has to, like, she can't just be like, well, it's this and that, and they're sexist and Bayonetta this and that, and then not consider the fact, well, when you do play Bayonetta, she is a powerful character. Yeah, she's beautiful. She wears makeup, which all girls wear makeup, right? All girls wear cleavage. So what about those girls that just normally do that, who would probably look at a magazine, that are,
Yeah, empowerment, female
right,
empowerment,
and
like, yeah.
managed by women that shows young girls with skirts or cleavage, lipstick all over the face, makeup all over the face. What about those things too? Like, it's all over the place, so you can't really focus on one. So I just want to. I'm gonna do a little bit more just to see where I'm trying to understand the mindset, because I try to be very open minded about all situations. Just because it just it is what it is, right? You're
One
gonna
of
make an
the
opinion. I want to see how, if she actually is open minded, or is it just a
oh,
closed minded? It's my opinion and that's
That's
it.
what it is, though.
uh,
That's what I think
Well,
it
I
is.
don't want to. I don't want to jump to that conclusion, and
Well, I
I'm
seen the video and I've been
well,
tracking
she
that,
has
and
more video. It looks like she has a lot of video, so I'm going to comb through them, and I'm willing to give it that chance. You know what I mean?
well,
okay.
one of the biggest issues with her and other social justice warriors that anytime you try to debate or challenge their points of view, you're seen as being a harasser. Matter of fact, if you were or Alex or any of you else would go on there and accuse her, or try to just challenge her, ask, hey, what about
I
this
already
and the
did.
other thing?
I already
Yeah,
did.
they would accuse you of being a white male misogynist.
But I'm black.
Oh no, you would have internalized hatred, internalized misogyny, internalized bigotism. I believe is what they would use for you since you're black.
Wow.
That
Wow.
they shut down any
They're
debate.
crazy, these people. Like, for real?
That's the biggest issue with them. They shut down any debate. The only time she was when she was on Colbert Report, that's the only YouTube video on Colbert that has the comments closed. You can't comment on it.
Oh.
So that's why many people think that that was one of the requirements for her being on. And even though when she was on there, she couldn't name one game that she's trying to fight against.
Unbelievable.
For someone, Colbert is the one that had to throw out Grand Theft Auto, but we can mention 30 other games which she should be going after if she really believes that. But
True.
that's the
All
biggest
right.
thing. She doesn't. They don't. These people don't allow debates. Not just her, but all the people like her.
Is she
They'll
a
just-
former game? Is she a former gamer at all?
No,
Or-
no. There's videos out there where she says she's not a gamer. Then videos
That's
where
the
she claims
and
she
that's
is.
that's the sad thing. I would have a little bit more respect. I do have respect for the person. She is a person. I would have more respect, or
She look good,
more, more of an interest in hearing
Her
from
opinion.
her. Hearing her opinion out 100%. If it was a female gamer, right? Someone who's in the environment, who does tournaments, who does the online play, and believe it or not, there is a lot of harassment out there for like girls that are playing games. I can imagine it. It's all over the internet, but it's not just girls that are playing games. It's girls
Yeah,
Yeah,
on.
go,
on-
I'm gonna hit that. I'm gonna hit that like after.
Oh, yeah,
Nelson
sorry
gets
about
a
that.
chance to
I'll
speak.
keep it short.
Hold
All right.
on.
What the heck? Shut the hell up! I just got that. Unbelievable. Oh my goodness.
Chew the bone, spit the.
She cute though.
Spit the
but
meat
let me,
out.
let me stop. Nelson, what are your thoughts on that first half of the topic? Because I know Nelson hadn't had a chance to speak, but I mean, like, damn, she's like really making the community look jacked up. Yo, that was a
Chew
good
the
one.
meat,
dude.
spit the bone out. Hello.
Yeah, calm
That's
down.
not what I meant. That's not what I meant. Unbelievable.
That was perfect.
I know I said she looked attractive, but damn, like, I'm not trying to be like those
Calm
harassers
down.
and stuff.
All
Oh,
right, all right. Let me
Well,
say my
Alex,
two cents.
you're just going to be accused of raping her, raping that.
Oh, yeah,
You
yeah,
said
yeah.
you wanted to, you said she was. So that's an insult. In
Yeah.
their eyes.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm a harasser. I'm like a 225
You're a
pound nerdy
bastard.
guy who doesn't get none. That's trying to
You
go
can leave
after
that.
her.
You can leave that dating service stuff after the show. We need to do none of
Oh,
that.
Nelson,
my
why you put my
God.
business out there?
You-
All right, yeah, Nelson, what are your thoughts on this chick? I mean, I was saying her name, but I was messing it up, and out of respect, I'm not gonna say her name right, I'm not gonna put it out there. But Anita. All right, go ahead, Nelson.
Whatever her damn name is, I have, like, oh my god. She can't come on, whether if it's television, her own channel, the news, whatever. She can't come on and say whatever her opinion is. We're gonna, her opinion, and turn it into a fact that things need to change in the gaming, the way how it's going. Like, she emphasized a lot that females get beat, shot, murdered, sexualized, everything, even run over by cars. You see billboard ads and stuff like that. But if I remember correctly, during that video, she had over a stack of games. I would say like 50 titles offhand. And she would try to sit there and section through all these games just to find that one little issue that she would try to bring up, which is females or women getting demoralized in gaming. But yet, if you are a gamer, which you are not apparently, you will realize there was a lot of violence and murdering way before this. They started this whole controversy bullshit during Mortal Kombat. Guys would just destroy guys, blow them up, planets will blow up, just crazy things will happen. But you can't just sit there and tell people like, oh, this is wrong, and that's your opinion. Sometimes people do know what's reality from fantasy. You know what I'm saying? And you can't just sit there and like, oh, this game should be made this way or this game should be made that way. Then why, as what Goken said, why don't you just make your own game? Why don't you show us how a game is supposed to properly be made or advertised to the audience that these companies are doing, such as Ubisoft, Activision, Rockstar, and what's the other company she tried to hit on?
The creators of Watch Dogs, right?
Yeah.
That's
Ubisoft.
That's
Ubisoft.
Man, her videos have millions of views. Some of them have millions of views. It's a weird place.
The reason
But
why she has...
it's a female talking about gaming.
I know. It's kind of a brainwashing type of mechanism. Like, go ahead, Nelson.
It's not just the fact that she's a female that she's getting all these views, but all these news stations are taking her video and broadcasting them all over.
But yet you won't get review tech. You won't get review tech, Alpha Mega Sin, Mugen Lord, and all these other YouTubers in gaming on the news. But they'll stick her right there on Nightline
because she's making it as if she's getting assaulted by all these people online. Now, as I was telling you before,
she's playing
the podcast,
victim.
Listen, it also pushes the narrative that the TV stations want to push too. It's all ultra authoritarian liberalism is what it is. So that's why they edit the tapes to make the Trayvon Martin guy. I can't think of his name. He was actually just arrested. Yeah, they're making him look bad, even though that whole situation's a different thing. They're the ones that edited the tapes to make it sound like he's the one that offered his race without being asked. They also like to make certain groups look down, like when they edited the tape of the young black kid saying he wanted to get the gun, end the video there when he actually said he wants the gun to be a cop because he's going to be a cop. Kind of shit like that, where the media has an agenda and her message fits with that agenda.
So they link up. They link up pretty much.
And they also protect their lesser. They look down on the gaming websites, but they also cover them because they know if they get taken down by GamerGate and other people who are tired of this crap, they're next. So they're circling their wagons, and they're going to try to push this narrative because they know most of the people who still watch TV, mostly old fogies and whatnot, they'll buy this hook, like and sinker. But they're old hoagies, old women, old people.
Hokey.
Oh.
I'm just trying to. I don't know.
I'm getting old too. I'll be old on Sunday.
Oh,
so like it's an oxymoron because I'm looking at one of these titles. It says "Damsel in Distress: Tropes versus Women in Video Games." How damsels in distress became one of the most widely used gendered cliches in the history of games. And then she has a picture of like Princess Peach. She has like Zelda there. Like it's weird because when you look at those things,
they're all strong women in those games.
Yeah, but they're strong women. Not only that, right? If you look at the times, you look at Zelda. Do you think a princess back in those ages where Link was carrying a sword and shield, there was armies that the women were fighting in? And history shows that wasn't the case.
Yeah,
it's a weird thing. And then you say Bayonetta is something, but she's a woman. She's not a damsel in distress. She's fucking everybody up. Even all the dudes. Like she's beating the crap out of everybody. Like where is that talked about? It's a weird thing.
Yeah, but you know what, Nelson? I want Nelson to finish up his point so we can segue into the second half of this.
Yeah. So back to what I was saying before. All of us that are going on in a random tangent. She also is one of the few people, and I can back this up with much needed information.
We'll put it in the link.
She makes false profiles of people trying to say, "Oh, I'm gonna rape you. I'm gonna come kill you.
That's
I'm
the
gonna
other
do
thing.
all this other shit." I'm like, dude, we're not fucking stupid. We're in 2015 now. If you need goddamn attention, go the fuck outside and be butt ass naked in the middle of Times Square, and you'll get your goddamn attention. You don't need to do this and sell yourself all over.
People walk around like, what?
I couldn't think of any specific examples where she tried to dox herself, but I know there was Brianna Wu did it, and the other one that started GamerGate, I forgot her name, but she's another one that doxed herself. A lot of these people make fake accounts and they troll. They troll 4chan, 8chan. They troll all these message boards, and they put out these fake threats to get attention. And to say, "Hey, look, these guys are coming after me," and that's
what a rotten thing to do.
And you know what's real fucked up? No, not to cut you off, Alex. But if you watch nearly towards the end of the video, you see her and someone else fickling with the computer on the website. If you watch some videos that she does not want you to see, you will see that exact same girl making these fake ass accounts for her and sending out these random ass fucking messages so she can look like she's the good person in all this. Wow. I mean, come on, man. You gotta be that goddamn degrading to get yourself on, like, the internet like that?
Yeah, it's an agenda. I said it in Lunchtime TV. She has a motive. She's trying to get somewhere, but this is not the way to do it.
Yeah, but let's not be so harsh on her, all right? Let's
harsh my ass. I mean,
hold on. Before we go into the harassment portion, if you think, Gokin, if you think we're going in on her, no pun intended. If you think we're going in like that,
we know you want to, Alex.
You should see the review tech video. You see, I'm done. Nelson, you got the rest of the podcast. I'm out.
No. You're not out.
All right.
Wait. Beforehand, did anyone else had anything to say on this topic before we segue into the second and last part?
No. Well, actually, I was just gonna merge it because this is going to be a hot topic anyway.
Right, so, yeah.
But
you said it's gonna be a hot
pocket. I'm hungry too. I didn't even have dinner because I'm messing around with you, joking.
Unbelievable.
I'm hungry. All right, wait. All right, just dude, shut up.
Yo, he came out of nowhere and said he was hungry.
All right, now on the same individual, she is pushing what one thing I did not like about the Nightline segment was the fact that they just took. Okay, now those of you who saw the Duke Nukem, I got balls of steel, the Ventrilo thing. I know On Your Knees knows what I'm talking about, but harassment like in the gaming, this guy was running around like he kept with this thing, this soundboard. He's like, I got balls of steel while they're playing this game, and this girl was getting harassed. She didn't want to hear it either. But
she tried
yeah.
to stick her nose in their business, and they just had some fun with her. That's not
but the thing is, it's like on the Nightline segment, I was like falling asleep, but when I started hearing some of the stuff, like I'm gonna rape you, I'm gonna do this and that, like they only celebrated and highlighted the worst cases and put it on broadcast television.
Yeah, but that's what the news does. That's what they do. It's always the bad stuff.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
that's what gets ratings.
Like, for instance, me and Noop were playing with Megan Cakes, right? Yeah, now she's on my friends list.
What's her name? Megan Cakes.
Megan Cakes, yeah.
Now, we didn't treat her any differently. Like, she's like, hey, I'm not really good at the game. So Noop was being like a protector. And he was like, hey, we're going to help you level up and doing it. So, sometimes on the opposite side, and it's like 9 times out of 10, you'll be like, oh, yeah, that's cool that a girl is playing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think
it doesn't
cool.
make us.
That's the more common response, too.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because now they're just like with the 2% that like, oh yeah, you should be barefoot and naked making me a sandwich instead of playing Call of Duty. You know what I mean? And, I mean, come on now. If you're gonna show the bad, show the good too. You know what I mean? Same thing with the NYPD. They're showing a lot of the bad, but show some of the good that they do. But not to say, hey, wrong is wrong. You know what I mean? The ones who are harassing these girls, stop it. Like they gotta grow up. Grow the hell up, like if you're like a man child sitting in somebody's basement, like, oh, it's a girl. Hey, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna show you, send you a picture of my Johnson or my Wii, and you're gonna be like,
wait a minute, you're gonna sit there and take a picture of your Nintendo Wii? Why would you do that?
What we are talking about.
I'm done.
Yo, this is Noob 1949 signing off,
Just send
yo.
him a link to the Nintendo website, Alex. What?
You know what the hell I'm talking about. But in any case, it's like there are some who give this woman reason to talk. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
You
Yeah.
guys, those guys are really messing it up. But I wanted to give everybody a few minutes to talk on this, and then we'll sign off. But yeah, Noop. Well, what are your thoughts about like those guys who do harass these girls? Like they're just giving her fuel to spread her message. What are your thoughts?
It's that's something you're never gonna be able to control. I mean, it's freedom of speech. Unfortunately, there's communications. However, However, there is a certain level of control because you have the ability to block and mute people to where they can't
Exactly.
communicate with you.
Hmm.
So if someone like when we were playing with Megan Cakes, one of her friends in the background was very racist. He was saying
Yeah,
some
he was
very
calling us the
racist
N
stuff.
word and all that.
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
and it wasn't her, so I don't know her association with the guy or whatever. Now,
She actually
yeah, I could have
defended us. Yeah.
yeah, I could have backlashed and said some stuff, but I'm like, yo, I'm a grown man. I'm not gonna do this. So, I mean, it wasn't against her, but while he was on the microphone, I muted it. Problem
Right.
solved.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I mean, if I'm playing a game and because this happened before, been called the N word and all this other stuff from players of other races. I mean, because I can't see you, but I'm assuming you're not black. So, you know what I do?
Yep.
I
That's never
mute you.
That's
You know what I
never
mean?
happened
I
to
mean,
me. What am I doing wrong?
it's a fight. It's a like her point
Nothing.
can be made on from so many millions of different angles. Don't make it look like it's just women. So what do I do? I know the features of my console. Okay, I pull up the player list. I see who's saying what to me. I mute them. I block them. You can't send me a message. You can't talk to me. So I mean,
Yeah.
it's solved.
Yeah, and
It's
not only
solved that
that,
simply. And
some
and
people need
beyond
to know
that, you can send
resiliency. Like,
you
come
can
on.
send reports reporting it. You can report these
Yeah,
people.
yeah. So that and I'll wait my turn.
No, no. Well, I was gonna have you go next,
Yeah,
but
go ahead,
Noop, are
go.
you done? All right, go
Yeah.
ahead,
Yeah,
Gokin.
go ahead.
So you bring up a very good point. When you need to filter something out, you know, like you guys saying, she said she came in, she said I'm new to the game, and the first thing you guys wanted to do was protect her, right?
Mhm.
Mm.
That's our normal inclination. Like your mother, you're always gonna want to protect your mother. You're always gonna want to protect your sister. This is a natural thing. It's inherent. It's something in
Mm.
you. Not everyone wants to do it, but there's a higher percentage of wanting to protect women than there is wanting to hurt. It's not equal.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
And and like Noop was saying, when you need to do something like that, knowing the features of your console is very important, right? It's the whole social media thing. It's how do you stop a bully? Okay, well, the first person that knows that that person's a bully says, "Hey, this dude is a bully," right?
Mhm.
And then
Hmm.
make sure that everyone in the community knows, "Hey, if you're gonna deal with this person, this is who this person is." Right? And
Hmm.
you can do that, right? You can do that. We could be fighting people online right now and be like, hey, this dude calls you all sorts of n words on the. I don't know why. Just put them on blast. Your gamer tags are all over the place, and it's not like you can change them that much anymore.
Hmm.
So like you guys are
Or
saying,
you're
there's a
gonna
lot of
pay.
you got to pay for it, but there's a lot of mechanisms. Hey, if there's racist players, guess what? Report those racist players, and every chance you get that you're online somewhere, you put them on blast. Like, hey, if you ever run into this guy, this person's this way. This is how this person is. And guess
Hmm.
what? Those people won't be able to participate in the community that the way they thought they would. They'll have to go out of their way every week to be buying a new console or re-registering a new account. No, no, I'm being serious. This is
Yeah, you hit them in their wallets, they'll
yeah.
start to behave. It's
You
like
this is
tickets.
this is
Give
yeah.
him, give
This
him
is
a ticket.
this is how you stop the stuff from happening. If one girl's online somewhere and someone keeps saying, "Oh, you got fat ass," or "You blah blah blah," "Oh, you suck dick," or blah blah blah, right? You know what? You say, you know what? Take it a step further. All right, cool. I got your gamer tag, and then you report that person not only to wherever, but whenever you have a chance to be on a forum somewhere or in the in the forums of the games or on the PSN, and say, "Hey, man, I played with this person. This is the gamer tag. They said X, Y, and Z. Watch out for this person." Because you're
Mm.
not only helping yourself, you're helping out the community. You know what I
Now,
mean?
now, Goken. Not to cut you, but for the sake of time, they do that on ShowYouCan.com. Where
Mm.
me and Shinwar, when like, I guess our first online fighter was CVS 2 on the original
Yep.
Xbox,
Yep.
right?
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
And Rage Quitters and all that. There was a whole forum and a list that they would
Mm.
generate the people who drop.
Yep.
Somebody almost, I almost put somebody on the list by the name of Fee. I ain't gonna say nothing. Shinwar knows who he is. But yeah, like what you said is a good point. Like, hey, generate the list of names, send the gamer tags up outside of what the systems can already do for reporting you.
Exactly.
So yeah, like this
Do it as
way.
a community.
Yeah, so
Advertise it.
what this woman is trying to advocate and put out there is like, oh, helpless and they're harassing me. Hey, block them. If they're still bothering you, take it to the next level.
And if you want to
Exactly.
Escalate
take
it.
it even further, let's say you're on Xbox, call Microsoft with a complaint and say, "Hey, this person by this gamer tag is saying these things to me," because they know who these people are.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know, they got
Yeah.
they got all the information, and they will communicate with people.
Yeah. You
yeah,
see,
yeah.
you've seen things. They SWAT team went to those people's house who was playing Call of Duty because they thought the guy murdered his wife.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
guys hear
Unbelievable.
about that? So
mm-hmm.
think about that concept, right?
Yeah,
If it's that bad, okay, you could call the cops and say, "Hey, this person, this gamer tag," and then an investigation starts. Whatever. If it gets that bad, I'm just if it gets that bad, I'm not saying just start doing it. You know what I mean? But if it gets that bad, you can do those things, right? And,
yeah.
and there's groups of people. Shit, we're willing to help, man. If you're being harassed, we'll put their gamer tag on blast, like whatever it is, like
Matter of
like
fact, you know what, Goken? That's a good idea.
like if you
New
feel like
Gaming
you're
Order
being harassed.
audience, yes, inbox me and Nelson on the YouTube channel if you're being harassed or people rage dropping on you. Me and Nelson downsize them and put them on a segment just for you guys. You know what I mean? Because you have avenues to protect yourself and to stop the harassment.
Right.
So, but for the sake of time, Shinwa, what are your thoughts on folks misbehaving with the harassment, giving this woman, fuel to her fire. Chime in on that, and then we'll get ready to, because I know who else has to talk. Nelson
Yeah.
got to go after. All
Well,
right, but
I
yeah,
think you guys said everything, so I'm not gonna reiterate. It just doesn't help adding fuel to the fire, so she can use against against the gaming community. Once again, it just goes back to people's maturity. Like, just knock it off. You wouldn't do that half that stuff in real life, so knock it
fa-
off.
face to face. Yeah, e-thugs.
Yeah,
Remember? All
don't
right,
do
and
it.
Nelson, your thoughts on this, and then we can start breaking everything down.
Well,
Break it down.
Chris, didn't you not go either,
Yeah.
right?
So,
Oh shoot! I thought I did.
No,
You know what? I am.
no. Chris, go ahead. I will go
My
last.
bad.
so I'll try to keep this one quick because you guys touched on my main point, which was you have control over who you interact with. It's not like Twitter or Facebook where you can just make a brand new page. Your gamer tag is stuck with you. It costs you got to pay what $50 to
Eight
get a new
dollars.
tag. Oh,
I
eight
think it's
dollars.
$8. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's not too crazy.
Not
But
paying
still,
that.
they gotta you gotta pay to get a new tag if you fuck yours up. But this goes in line with you got the new millennial generation, which they were spoiled by their kids. They're the ones that play little league games with no everyone gets a trophy. You got the whole generation coming up, so they don't know how to deal with any type of challenge. But it also goes to people who don't want to take any culpability for their own actions, so they want others to correct problems for them instead of fixing it themselves.
There you go.
So you gotta teach these people through whatever means. Essentially isolating them tends to work pretty good. Blocking them as was suggested to get these people to learn. Hey, if you act stupid, you're gonna be acting stupid by yourself.
Yeah. And they need to just be shown consequences. And before I give the floor to Nelson, the thing I hate to say, it's my generation, the folks that, I'm not going to say my age, but in my age group that are becoming the parents and their buffoonery and their lack of accountability where they're not teaching their kids how to act. And then they get online and then they have no filter and they're saying all this stuff like was what me and Noop were subjected to. You know what I mean? Now, luckily, Noop and I have thick skin and we're mature. Like, hey, just block them, mute them for the time being. When Megan came back, we're good. You know what I mean?
Wait,
So,
so your
so
generation, Alex, you're trying to say that you're what 30 years older than the rest of us? I mean, I wanted to ask you earlier. What did you think about Muhammad Ali's, shenanigans when, his personality when he was doing his stick? I mean,
You
you were
know,
around then, weren't you? I mean, you're
no,
you're you're
I'm
another
not. What
generation from
the
us.
I'm an '80s baby. I'm an '80s baby.
What?
Unbelievable. As
You're?
as far as Muhammad
Oh,
Ali,
I
you know what?
guess
That's for another topic. Like
you guess you are an '80s baby. I'm trying to just confirm you were. Kind of thought you were an old man.
you- so.
Uh,
All right, Nelson, your thoughts before, and we can start going off there.
Alright, basically, it's very bad for people doing this, especially to females who don't really deserve this kind of treatment within gaming in general. I mean, I remember, I think it was like 2 days ago, I viewed something on YouTube about four gamer girls from the FGC and also in the StarCraft community was complaining about how guys just like it's another type of drama and bullshit to attend to on top of that because some guys think that women ain't shit when it comes to gaming and they think it's like a male dominant sport and they feel like they can say and do whatever they please over the internet, especially when they assume that they can't be caught or be, done anything further in that action. But there has been several cases like what Goken said about the whole FBI like storming this dude's house because of that incident about possibly him killing his wife, or the incident where there was these people trolling this I think this 13-year-old girl. I think she was playing what was it, Mario Kart, I believe, and they was trolling her over the Wii thing, and apparently there's a mic now, and they were saying, oh, you suck this and you suck that, and all of a sudden in the process of him playing, right, in the process of him playing, someone that was in that lobby lived right upstairs from that person came knocking on his door and beat the living shit out of him for talking crap to that girl. I mean, look, guys, if you just want to draw attention, just cut this shit out because you don't know who you're talking to through the other side of the mic. You could be talking to, let's say, like someone that works for these companies like Microsoft or Ubisoft or whomever, and you can get caught right in the act and you can get banned for infinity, not just from your console, but from your IP address. Then that will cost you an extra $500 just to take the damn thing off. Like, you gotta cut this shit out. I mean, well, why are you gonna sit there and embarrass yourself? And this is like a game. Yeah, it is a game that we're playing on, but you're treating it like, oh, if nothing will happen to you. Everything has consequences in life. Just cut this shit out. We can move on. It will be a nice, safer, and enjoyable community that we can all enjoy. And cut this shit. If not, me and Alex will put every single one of you on blast. If someone does email us or comment us on the description link below when these videos do come up. I don't have a problem calling you guys out. I ain't scared of nobody.
Nelson's from Red Hook, Brooklyn.
So, yeah,
but you know what? I do want to touch one last thing before we go off. This is in reference to shout out to Burn Your Bra. I had the privilege of interviewing her after her performance at Evo 5 years ago, right? She made some good points. Like I'll actually consolidate those three videos into one and re-upload it for the new audience under the full screen. Where me and Anomaly asked her a couple of questions, like how do you feel about females in the FGC? Because Burn Your Bra is good. When I fought her, like if you're not fighting 100%, you're not gonna win. You are not gonna win. She brings the fire to that to a fight. So I'm sitting here. I'm like, man, what kind of advice can you give to girls or females coming into the fighting game community? And it broke my heart when she said that you have to have thick skin. Guys are gonna say these things to you and say that things to you that they're gonna be nasty, and and I'm not gonna say the rest of this on air, but she told me an anomaly this offline when we were on that Skype call. I'm like, man, some of these guys. I have
I
two
got one and
sisters.
two on Blu-ray.
What's that? What? Nope. Hello.
Nah, I was talking to my housemate. Go ahead.
Oh, all right. My bad. I thought you were talking to me. But yeah, some of the stuff she told me made me want to find these people and freaking pile drive them. You know what I mean? Because that's a person. And at the end of the day, gaming might seem nerdy, but I want everybody to enjoy it. I want females to come in and it'd be like the cool thing to do. You know what I mean? We can't make the pool an intimidating place to come swim. You know, everybody should have a comfortable time playing games. It's a new form of media, and it's not going away. So mature up, like Shinwar said. Some folks gotta just check themselves, man. But Nelson, announcements before we go off the air.
Yeah, I guess a few announcements. I would like to say that we finally hit 1,077 subscribers on the YouTube channel. So, good stuff to you guys for subscribing to us. Apparently, we got a few new followers on the Twitch side of things. I think we might be up to 158 or 159 now, which is definitely a good increase in the last 5 days. Um, Keep in mind, guys, that we are expanding day by day. It's going slow, as you all know. We're an upcoming company, so as time goes on, we're gonna get more people, such as Noob 1949. He just asked me for help on the whole Twitch side of things. We're gonna get him up to speed, and with his own channel, so he can start doing his own thing and start hopefully gaining followers on his channel. We're also gonna be doing 2 streams right after this podcast goes off the air. We're gonna do a NGO fight lobby of Ultra Street Fighter 4 on Steam, and then following after that, if we do have time, it would either come down to Destiny on the PS4 with Goken and myself, and probably some viewers, or even NGO Okami, or even Illustrated Dio, which is a good
Joey,
fan. Oh, right. We're also now partnership with Full Screen. If Alex hasn't mentioned it already in the beginning of the podcast, very appreciated to you guys helping us out, and it definitely increased our viewership by some good amount. And we will be doing some online tournaments. We do need your guys' feedback. We've been saying this over and over again. We're trying to bring back either Killer Instinct, Ultra Street Fighter 4, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, anything that has to do with fighting games. We're wanting to stream it in a tournament sense, but we need your input, whether if we should do it by the PayPal method, once a month as with giveaway prizes, and so forth. So leave your comments, feedback, you know where to reach us at. So I'm done with that.
All right, and for the first time, I don't really have too many announcements. Nelson got everything. So thank you guys for participating.
There's one last announcement. As of right now, we do have an Instagram account for you guys. If you have Instagram, you can now follow us on Instagram at New Gaming Order 1. That's the username. So if you want to see anything within links of the streams, YouTube videos, pictures of what we do when we fuck around, go to New Gaming Order 1 on Instagram, and we'll follow you back. Now I'm done.
All right, cool.
Yep.
All right, so thank you guys for participating in this panel. And New Gaming Order audience, we'll see you next week. And make sure you check out the channel where, On Your Knees, Goken, Brother Noob, Shinwar, they'll provide content. And we'll see you on the flip side. Peace.
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 Yo.